What's up, everybody? And welcome back to another episode of Lunch Table Sports Podcast. In today's episode, we go through our NFL season predictions of the playoffs, Super Bowl matchups, and postseason awards. Without further ado, let's get started. First thing I want to say, I just want to give a quick review of the college football. I'm a huge Michigan fan, so I just want to talk about them for a quick second. Michigan blew out Western Michigan this last Saturday. I thought it was an amazing performance from not only Cade McNamara, but also JJ McCarthy. I was really impressed by the running backs, Corum and Haskins. Sucks to see Ronnie Bell go down, but that game just put in a lot of confidence for me against Washington.
Yeah, I mean, I like to say I agree with you, but I feel like we go through this every year with Michigan. Like, they always beat these teams at the start of the year, and we get our hopes up, and then just goes downhill. But I mean, I'm confident. And they got a good team. They got Hutchinson on the D line. They got a decent defense. They played well in that game, but it's Western Michigan, so we'll see how they do against some better teams. But I agree with you. I think McNamara looked pretty good. I think JJ McCarthy, for a true freshman coming in, I get it was a blowout, but still impressive to see how he played. And that touchdown pass was crazy. So I'm excited for the rest of the year, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, super excited. All right, I just want to share my thoughts there. Now let's jump into it. Our first division we're going to be predicting is the NFC North, and I think there's no question this one's the Packers, especially with Aaron Rodgers coming back. He said this was the last year. Devontae Adams said this was his last year. I think this is their last dance with the Packers, and I expect them to win the division.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's the Packers' division to lose for sure, and they're not going to have much competition there. Maybe the Vikings a little bit, but I still think the Packers will win for sure. But it's just going to be a race for second place.
Yeah. Next division we got is NFC South. Again, this is don't even think about this one. I'm picking the Buccaneers. I mean, we saw they got off to a rough start last year. I think you're going to have that with Tom Brady playing in New England his whole career, moving to Tampa Bay. You're going to have a few losses in there, but I think this year they got everybody back. That chemistry is the best in football. So I think this could be this is their division to lose.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's the Bucs winning this division for me. Just like you said, they got their whole team returning basically. They won the Super Bowl last year, obviously, so I think it's definitely their division to lose.
Next up, we got the AFC East. I know every year we go through this, we always think the Cowboys are going to be really good. I'm still picking the Cowboys this year. But I think with a healthy Dak, a healthy O-line, all their stud receivers are healthy. Hopefully Zeke can stay healthy, but I think their offense is too good. I think they can score 40 points a game on you any given day. I think really their whole team, their defense has to step up. I definitely think they improve, adding additions like Micah Parsons. They got DeMonte Casey, Keanu Neal at safety. So if the defense plays good, I absolutely think the Cowboys can win that division.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the Cowboys for me too. I agree with everything you said. Their defense definitely got better. Still, I don't think it's great, but it's definitely in the right direction. They got Dak back, just like you said. I think if he can stay healthy, they got Zeke back. They got their whole line fully healthy. I think they're definitely going to be the division winners in the NFC East.
Yeah. Next up, we got the AFC West. I definitely think this one is one of the best divisions of football. You got the Rams, Cardinals, and Seahawks all fighting for that top seed. But I'm going to surprise some people here. I'm going with the Cardinals. I expect Kyler Murray to step up big time. I think I wouldn't be surprised if he finishes this year as a top 5 quarterback. His scrambling ability and then his throwing ability just gets better and better each year. And so with the additions, I love their additions of J.J. Watt. They drafted Rondale Moore, getting some more speed. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they do. And I think that offense will be really good next year.
Yeah, I like that pick of the Cardinals. I mean, I got Kyler Murray on my fantasy team, so I hope he does well. But I'm going to have to go with the Rams here. I think they have the best defense in the league, in my opinion. They got Matt Stafford, who's a huge upgrade from Jared Goff. New situation. They got Sean McVay still, the offensive mind. So I think that the Rams are going to take a big step up from last year, and they're going to win this division.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Just like I said anybody can step up and get that first seed in that division. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams get that. Now jumping into my first wild card here, I got the Rams. You said it. Stafford's a huge upgrade from Goff. They can go to the Super Bowl with Goff. I can't imagine what they're going to do with Stafford. So I'm excited to see what they can do there.
Yeah, we're kind of going alternating here. My first wild card is the Cardinals. I agree with everything you said about them. Kyler Murray, they got D-Hop still. I think they're going to take a big step up, and they're going to make the number one wild card seed.
Yeah, that's a good one. Next pick, I got the Seahawks. I think Russell Wilson in that offense is too explosive to not make the playoffs. DK Metcalf's just going to come back bigger and better. Their O-line, I actually think they improved it. They got Gabe Jackson. Damian Lewis was a good rookie on the O-line last year. We'll see if Chris Carson can stay healthy. Defense, they lost some guys. They lost KJ Wright. They lost Shaquille Griffin. So we'll see how the defense does. But I definitely think that the Seahawks are still a playoff team.
Yeah, I agree with you. I got them a little bit on my third wild card spot, but here I got the 49ers. They got a lot of healthy guys back. Their defense is going to be fully healthy. I think Jimmy G, he's getting a lot of hate this offseason. People think they should start Trey Lance, but I still think Jimmy G is a serviceable quarterback and can do what they need for the 49ers. And they got Ayuk, they got Debo Samuel, they got a deep receiving core. George Kittle's back, fully healthy. So I think that team's going to be scary next year, and they're going to be tough to beat. So I got them second in the wild card.
Yeah, definitely. You'll be shocked to hear I left the 49ers off. I just think, you said it just like I don't have a lot of faith in Jimmy G. I think even if Jimmy G goes down, it'll be hard to make the playoffs as a rookie quarterback. But other than that, I definitely think they're a playoff caliber team. Just falls on the QBs. But my final wild card spot, this might be a shocker, but I actually have the Washington football team. I think, they won the division last year pretty much without a QB. They had Alex Smith, but he was at the end of his career. He could barely throw the ball downfield last year. I think Fitzpatrick, he's not the best quarterback, but he can come in and get the job done. I think they added Curtis Samuel to that offense. I think that's huge for them. Curtis Samuel and Terry McLaurin can stretch the field. I think their defense is a top 5 defense in football. So I definitely think this team's a playoff team.
Yeah, I like that pick. I went back and forth between this team and the Washington, but I agree with everything you said about them. But this might be a surprising pick too. I got the Panthers making the playoffs. I like Sam Darnold a lot. I think he's super underrated and he's got a lot of talent. He's just in the wrong situation in New York, but and the Panthers are going to surprise everyone this year and make the playoffs. Their defense is a lot better than last year. Yes, some good young guys. I like the receivers a lot. I think they're going to surprise everyone this year and make the playoffs.
Yeah, I was honestly debating that too, not gonna lie. I think Darnold's prime for a breakout year. They got all those weapons, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Terrace Marshall, McCaffrey. So that offense is definitely falls in the hands of Sam Darnold. Moving on to the AFC North here, I went back and forth. This was probably my hardest decision between the Browns and the Ravens, but I ended up picking the Browns. I just think that offensive line is one of the best in football, if not the best. They got the best 1-2 puncher running back, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Odell is coming back healthy. Hopefully he's the same receiver. I think he will be. Jarvis Landry is Mr. Reliable. He always catches the ball. Got a great tight end duo, Austin Hooper and Njoku. Baker Mayfield have a great year. Their defense is also one of the best in football. So I think the Browns could shock a lot of people this year.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that the Browns are going to win the division too. I don't even think it'll be a shock for them to win the division. I think that I got them as the clear winners of the division. Some people might have the Ravens, but I think the Browns are the far better all-around team. Just like you said, I agree with everything you said. They got the best O-line probably in football. They got Odell coming back healthy. They got probably the best running back duo in the NFL, Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. And their defense got better too from last year. So I think they're going to be the clear winners in the AFC North.
Yeah, definitely. Next up, we got the AFC South. I think this one's an easy one for me. I got the Titans here. They won it last year, and I think they improved so much from last season and this season. They pretty much replaced Corey Davis with Julio Jones, which is a huge upgrade. They still got the best running back in football, in my opinion. Rushed for 2,000 yards, unreal. That offense is going to be one of the best in football. Their defense, though, I think is pretty underrated too. They added Bud Dupree. They got him and Harold Landry coming off the edge. I like Jeffrey Simmons in the interior. Rashawn Evans, Jayon Brown. So I definitely think that team's going to do really good this year.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. Not much to be said here. I think the Titans will win. Might be some competition with the Colts, but I don't think there'll be much. I don't trust Carson Wentz very much, but I think the Titans are the clear winners of this division for sure.
Next up, we got the AFC East. I'm picking the Bills here. I think Josh Allen's just going to continue to get better throughout his career. They added Emmanuel Sanders this year, another weapon for Josh Allen. That O-line is just going to continue to improve. I think the defense, though, is going to be good this year. It was a little shaky last year, but I think this defense is a little underrated, in my opinion. I think Trey White's a top 5 corner in the NFL. They drafted 2 young edge rushers, Greg Rousseau and Carlos Basham. Those guys are expected to be developmental pretty much, like sit behind guys like Jerry Hughes, Trent Murphy for a year. But I think those guys could provide an immediate impact. I think those guys will play better than people think, and I think Josh Allen and the Bills will take the AFC East.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, these AFC divisions they're pretty clear winners. The Bills, I think they're going to run away with this division. There's not going to be much competition there for them. I think Josh Allen had a huge breakout year last year. Obviously, I think he's going to take another step up. Just like you said, they added Emmanuel Sanders to pair along Stephon Diggs and Cole Beasley. They got a good O-line. They got a good defense. They got all the right tools. So I think that they're definitely winning this division.
Yeah. Next up, we got the West. I mean, I don't think there's much to be said here. It's the Chiefs. Their offense is if the best in football. Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Kelsey. Yeah, they upgraded their O-line by bringing in Orlando Brown and Joe Thuney. So I'm really excited to see what they can do. Mahomes with that great O-line, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire is probably going to step up this year. So this is a clear-cut winner.
Yeah, there's not much to be said. Just like you said, not much conversation. The Chiefs are winning this division. I'm excited to see how good they are this year. I mean, it's like you said, I think their offense got even better with those O-line additions. So I'm excited to see what they can do for sure this year.
All right, moving into my wild card 1 spot, I got the Ravens here. I still think even with the injury to J.K. Dobbins, that offense is going to be really good this year. They brought in receivers for Lamar. They brought in Sammy Watkins and Rashad Bateman. Thought Bateman was a great pick for the Ravens. And Hollywood Brown, I still think will take a step up. I still expect him to be the number 1 receiver in that offense, even with the new additions. Mark Andrews is still top 5 tight end in football, and their defense is the best part about this team. They got one of the best cornerback duos in football, Marlon Humphrey and Marcus Peters. Their edge rushers took a hit. They lost Yannick Ngakoue and Matt Judon, but I still think guys there can get the job done. So I think the Ravens are definitely a playoff team.
Yeah, I got them in the playoffs too, but not as number 1 wild card. I got the Chargers here. I think Herbert, it was his rookie year last year, and we saw what he could do. I think their team got even better. I think he's going to take a huge step up. They upgrade their O-line. Their defense, they got Derwin James coming back. So I think the Chargers are going to take the number 1 wild card spot. Surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, that definitely would be a shocker. I have them a little down, but I still love the Chargers a ton. Next up for me, though, I got wild card 2. I got the Dolphins. I think Tua is going to take a huge step up this year, not to mention the additions of Jalen Waddle and Will Fuller. That speed on the perimeter is going to be so huge for Tua and getting the ball to guys. He can just dump it off to those guys and let them do their work. They also got Gaskin. I think Gaskin's going to have a breakout year this year. I'm really excited to see what he can do. Their defense is top 5 in football, easy. Xavier Howard and Byron Jones. I'm glad they could get Xavier Howard on that contract extension. They brought in guys like Justin Coleman. They brought in Jason McCourty. So I'm excited to see what that defense can do.
Yeah, I like the Miami a lot, but I got the Ravens here. Just like you said, you got to make your number 1 wild card spot. I got them making the playoffs for sure. I agree with everything you said about them. Their defense, they got Lamar. They still got Mark Andrews. They upgraded the receivers, which was their biggest problem last year. So I think there's no way that they don't take a step up and make the playoffs for sure.
Yeah. Next up, my wild card. This one was a huge toss-up for me. Chargers, Patriots. I think the Patriots side, they got a rookie quarterback in Mac Jones. Other than him, their whole team is phenomenal. I think their running backs receivers are a little shaky, but the Chargers, Justin Herbert, I ended up picking the Chargers. I think Justin Herbert's too good. I think he'll lead this team to playoffs. They got Eckler. I think if Eckler can stay healthy all year, he could. We could be talking about him as a top 5 running back, maybe. They got Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. They brought in Jared Cook. I thought that was an underrated free agency signing. Their O-line has improved drastically with signings like Corey Linsley, Matt Filer. They drafted Rashawn Slater. They get a healthy Derwin James back. So we'll see what he can do this year. he hasn't really had a full season of healthiness. So hopefully he can do that this year. And I think I'm picking the Chargers over the Patriots.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I mean, I just talked about the Chargers, but for my last wild card spot, I have the Patriots. It's a toss up between them and Miami, but I like the Patriots. I have trust in Bill Belichick. I think Mac Jones showed that he can be very good this year in preseason. Their defense got a lot better. Still one of the top defenses in the league. I like all the additions they made this offseason. Bringing in Hunter Henry and all those receivers that they brought in. I don't know. I think that it's tough picking between them and Miami in that division, but it could go either way. But I got the Patriots there.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're absolutely right up there. I would not be surprised at all if they make the wild card or even win that division. So I'm excited to see what they can do. Next up, we got our Super Bowl matchups. For mine, I have in the AFC Championship, I have Browns Bills. I think the Browns are going to be, like I said, I think they're going to shock a lot of people and be possibly the number one team in the NFL. I think that defense is so good, that run game that's dominant. And then the Bills, I think Josh Allen's going to be a stud this year. He's my pick for MVP. So I think he can lead the Bills to the AFC Championship again. But I'm picking the Browns coming out of that game. I think the Browns are going to make it to the Super Bowl. I think Baker Mayfield's going to have a huge year. That rushing attack and that defense, I think that's a Super Bowl team.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like the Browns a lot, but I just don't think I can pick anyone over the Chiefs in the AFC. To me, it doesn't really matter who they're playing. Bills, Browns, Titans. I don't think it matters. I think the Chiefs are going to win that division again. Their offense is just too good. Mahomes is just unstoppable. Kelsey, Hill, all those weapons, Hardman, better O-line. I just don't see anyone beating them in the AFC.
Yeah. And then for the NFC side, I got an NFC Championship game. I got a rematch of the Packers-Buccaneers. I think this is the last dance for Rodgers and the Packers. I think we're going to see a side of Rodgers that we haven't seen before. I think he's going to be a stud this year. And I think the Packers beat the Buccaneers. I think this is kind of like compared to the Bulls' last dance, Michael Jordan. I'm not putting Aaron Rodgers to go to the NFL. I'm just saying it's comparable because that was their last dance. This is their last dance. And so I think the Packers beat the Buccaneers because they know it's their last chance to get the Super Bowl with Rodgers. And I have a Browns-Packers Super Bowl. I think this one could be a great Super Bowl. I would be really excited. But I think the Packers win here. I think the offense is so good with Aaron Jones, Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers. That defense continues to get better with Jair Alexander, those lockdown safeties, Darnell Savage, Adrian Amos, and that edge rushing attack and those linebackers. That I think Packers win the Super Bowl for me.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I mean, that'd be a super entertaining NFC Championship to watch, a rematch. But I'm gonna have to say that the Bucs don't make the NFC Championship. I got the Rams and the Packers playing. I think that, I mean, I just talked about them, but Matt Stafford's gonna have a huge year. He's one of the deepest wide receiver rooms in the league. Defense is best in the league, in my opinion. So I think the Rams, Packers are gonna make it, and I agree with you. I think the Packers are gonna make the Super Bowl this year. Rodgers, a little bit of a revenge tour from last year. He won MVP, but I don't think that was enough for him. I think that he's salty about what happened with losing the Bucs last year. So I think that he's going to come back and be maybe even better than he was last year. Him and Adams again. I'm excited to see what they can do, but I agree with you. I think the Packers are making the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that'd be definitely entertaining. Mahomes versus Rodgers Super Bowl. That'd be pretty cool. All right, moving on to the NFL awards. First off, we got our MVP. I said it earlier. I'm picking Josh Allen. I think he's going to have a huge year. They got their offensive coordinator back. They're all their offensive staff back. So I think that offense last year was one of the best in the NFL. I think Josh Allen's going to be primed for a huge year. And all those weapons, Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen's one of the best quarterback wide receiver duos in the NFL. So I definitely think Diggs is going to have a good year with Allen again. But I think Josh Allen's my MVP pick.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I go back and forth between a couple guys for MVP this year, but I'm going to take Kyler Murray. I think he's going to take a big step up. Just like you said earlier, his rushing ability. He's got D-Hop, one of the best receivers in the league. They got a great wide receiver room. They're pretty deep. I think that he's going to be dynamic this year with the rushing and and passing attack. I mean, I think every year he's gotten better. I think he's going to keep going up. He was great last year. I think he's going to be even better this year, and I think he's going to win MVP.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I was actually debating between him and Allen too, so that's definitely a good one. All right, next up we got Offensive Rookie of the Year. This one for me is Najee Harris. And I know that might come as a little bit of a shock over guys like Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, maybe Mac Jones, maybe even Fields or Lance if they play. But I think Najee Harris in that Steelers offense is just going to get all the volume. He's going to get all those receptions out of the backfield. He's going to get all the carries. The big question mark is if that offensive line blocks for him. The Steelers normally always find a way. We always go down on them before the season, I feel like, and they always find a few guys who step up and end up being big surprises. But I think Najee Harris can be a stud this year, and he's my Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I like that pick, but I think that, I mean, we saw last year, I think Justin Jefferson should have won that award, but the quarterbacks always seem to get the more love. So I think it's going to go to a quarterback. I got Trevor Lawrence. I mean, it's hard to deny him. What he did in college was unreal. Number one pick, Jacksonville. I think they got a great team around him. Not crazy good to make the playoffs, but I think good enough to show how good he can be. I think similar to a Herbert type year last year, and I think he's going to come away with Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, definitely. It's always a QB award, so you're most likely right. Defensive Rookie of the Year, though, I have Micah Parsons. It's a little bit of a crowded linebacker room for Van Der Esch and Jalen Smith there, and Keanu Neal being converted to from safety to linebacker. I apologize. My dog's barking a ton, but I think the best players play, and that's the case with Micah Parsons. He's too talented to not play. He's super fast. He ran a 4.3 40 for a linebacker. That's absurd. His coverage skills are great. He's great against the run. He's my Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I go back and forth between a couple guys here. Parsons. I mean, you got J.C. Horn. A lot of guys, but I agree with you. I think Micah Parsons is going to win this. Just like you said, best players play. So, I mean, no matter what, he's going to get the boatload of the playing time at the linebacker position. He's going to be doing it all. He's one of those new school linebackers who can run across the field, make tackles, get sacks, play coverage. So I think he's going to be doing it all for Dallas this year. He's the stud of that defense. So I got him too.
Yeah, now we got our last two awards here. This one's not an award, but it's just something I want to talk about. I have our breakout offensive player of the year. So my breakout offensive player of the year, I'm predicting it's going to be Jalen Hurts. I think Hurts is going to take a huge step up. His scrambling ability, he's a great scrambler. He's going to get all those rushing yards. He's also an underrated passer, in my opinion. I think that Eagles offense is the receiving threats. It's a little shaky, but they still got a great offensive line. They got Brandon Brooks, Lane Johnson, Jason Kelsey. So they definitely still got a great O-line. Miles Sanders is still a quality running back, in my opinion. But I think Hurts has the ability to elevate himself into a great quarterback this season.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I go back and forth between a couple guys here, but I'm going Sam Darnold. I said that I think the Panthers are going to make the playoffs this year, which might come as a bold prediction, but I don't think it is. I think Darnold's going to step up big time. I think he's just in the wrong situation in New York. He had nothing around him, and he still made some great plays, some bad plays, but I still think you see the potential there. He's got great weapons around him, so I think that he's going to be a huge breakout player this year, and he's going to take a big step up.
Yeah, definitely. He was one of the players I was considering too, so that's a good pick. My breakout defense player of the year here, I promise you it's not biased, but it's Jeff Okudah. He was picked number 3 overall for a reason. He has all those traits. He has all those skills you want to see of an elite corner. I definitely think it was Patricia and the coaching staff holding him back this year. So I'm excited to see what he can do as a number 1 corner in Detroit this year. His man coverage, his own coverage, whatever it be, I think he's a stud. He's a stud at. He has potential to be one of the best in the business. So I'm picking Jeff Okudah there.
Yeah, I like that pick. I mean, we both live in Detroit, so that'll be good to see for the Lions. But I got Isaiah Simmons here. I think he was misused a little bit. I mean, they kind of didn't really play him at linebacker or safety. I mean, that position that he played in college is not really a thing in the NFL. That kind of hybrid where he kind of just roams around. But I think if Cliff Kingsbury can find a way to play him in the right position, play him in the right way, I think we can see what we did in college when he was at Clemson and why he was drafted that high for a reason. So, I mean, he's a freak athlete. He can do basically everything. So I think that he's going to have a huge breakout year and take a big step up for that Cardinals defense.
Yeah, that's a great pick. I think he's gonna have a huge year too. But that wraps up today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed our NFL predictions. Season coming up Thursday. We got Buccaneers, Cowboys. Excited for that one. Finally, we got college football and NFL back. Please like and subscribe. It helps our channel grow a ton. If you see this on your recommended, liking and subscribing would help it put it on other people's. So please do that. We're on the road to 100 subscribers. So make sure to subscribe and we'll see you in the next video.